Hello and welcome to Plus Park. I realised I've never actually given you a tour of the place. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. I'll take you around the different areas I've created for planting in front of the cottage and all of the lovely plants that I've got that are looking really nice this spring. So keep watching and I'll show you around. Let's start up here in the highest area of the garden. Now, this is going to be a screen to separate the car park area from the patio below. Now, the car park area is currently used as a building site, but eventually it will look more like a car park. And then I've planted up lots of shrubs along here, and they will eventually create a kind of hedge, and then I've got some lower planting beneath it. But let's have a look and I'll show you what I've got growing. So it's not a very wide area, it's just about a metre and a half. And on the outside, we've got this lovely little stone wall, which a few weeds growing out. We'll ignore those for now. Take those out. There's a lovely Aubretia here that's growing. And then if we carry on, we'll swing you around. We'll come through the gate here. And you start to see some of the planting. This Sambucus is going to come into flower quite soon. It's got some lovely buds on there. And then if we travel further along, you have this wonderful Euphorbia, which I recently made a video about this and the combination with the bleeding heart there and the tulips. It was a very fleeting moment. It only lasted a week where it looked sort of just perfect, everything matched. But even though the tulips now gone over, the Euphorbia is just looking stunning here. You might have caught the video I made about eating tulip petals and how they're great in a salad. Now, I just want to be completely honest with you. I recently tried the petals of this one, peppermint stick. They weren't very nice. So if you have tried some of the tulips upon my recommendation and thought, ew, then keep trying. Different tulips honestly do taste very different. So I'm going to avoid this one, but there are plenty of other tulips I can enjoy, both for their flowers and in salads. Continuing along the border here, there's lots of things I'm not going to tell you about now. I'll come back later in the year and do some more videos of each bed as different things are in bloom. So I'll just focus on what's looking good right now. These are lovely. Welsh poppies. They come in both yellow and orange. I don't have any of the orange ones. I'm keen to get some. So they are growing in the lanes around here. So I'll keep an eye out for some seed heads later in the year and sow them in the garden. This is another great plant, Sanguisorba lilac squirrel, and it has great big dangling pink flowers on, and I'll show you those later in the year. But for now though, the foliage is just awesome. The leaves have these serrated edges and they just look so lush and tropical. They'd actually work really well in a tropical garden planting scheme. And also works really well in combination with this golden Sambucus and this bronze plum. Okay, if we carry along, now I love this. Let me just step down. Look at that. This toadflax has completely taken over the wall here. Bees love it, and I love it too. Many people would think of this as a weed, and yeah, it is invasive, but if it gets out of control, you just like pull it out in chunks. And it's just so pretty. I'd highly recommend living and let live if you have this growing already in your garden. We're at the end of this bed now, so I'll head back and show you the patio area and the garden beds a little bit lower down. I'm walking along the edge of a wall here, quite treacherous. Made it. So carry on down the steps and we get to the patio area. Now this is a work in progress. So you've got behind me gabions which are yet to be filled. So all these walls behind me are made up of gabions, and they're basically a metal frame that you fill with stone, and they work really well, especially in situations like this where they need to hold a bank back. So that's all still going on. We have little bits, piles of tiles ready to extend the patio out, some more stone to fill the gabions. Yeah, and then so you can see here where the patio ends and needs to be continued, and we're going to continue it right to the edge of the stream there. Eventually I want to have this whole area full of beautiful pots and lovely plants. For now I've just got a couple in the corner here, including this lovely tulip. It's a completely different colour to the one I ordered, but we're not going to go there. We're just going to enjoy it for what it is. I've not actually tried the petals of this one. Let's see, I'll break one off of this one there. Oh, actually, that's one of the nicest ones I've had. It does seem the dark purple ones generally seem to be good. Yeah, it's like a really crisp iceberg lettuce. That's lovely. Yeah, I would tell you which variety so that you could grow it, but I don't know. Oh well, let's move on. I love the view down the garden here. It really makes me feel like things are starting to come together. Now on either side of me we have these Libertia chilensis, and they're really lovely and have these wonderful little white flowers on them. They stay evergreen all winter long, which is very welcome. But it does mean that when spring arrives, some of the leaves have died back and are looking a little worse for wear. So what I tend to do is to cut them back with just using a pair of scissors. And I'll probably save this job for another day, but I'll just show you quickly now how easy it is. You just step down a bit. So just find the dead leaf, follow it down as far as you can go, and snip. Scissors work much better than secateurs for a job like this. Okay, but I'll do that another day and continue to show you around the garden. Forget-me-nots are the star of the show this time of year. They just create a blanket of blue. I'm really pleased that I've just found this little chap. What it is a hardy ginger. It's Hedychium aurantiacum, and it's one that I left in over winter and put a mulch over, and I wasn't sure if it would survive, and it has, so I'm really pleased about that. Okay, let's carry on. Now this plant is truly spectacular. Anthriscus sylvestris raven's wing. It creates these great big billowing mounds of flowers. So we're down on the bottom area of the garden now, in front of the old cottage. I forgot to mention that in the middle section, on either side of the path behind me there are two beds, and these are mirrored in the two beds behind me here. So one in front of the cottage, and then one on the other side where the pond is. I'm flanked on either side here by this wonderful Geranium phaeum. It has these lovely purple flowers which are adored by bees. And it's a really versatile plant as it works well in both bright sun and shade. And then there's this wonderful Cirsium. It's another flower that is adored by bees, and it will grow to, I think about 4 times the size of it as it currently is over the summer. So it's a really great architectural plant. Oh, and while I'm here, I need to mention my sad Hedychium. It did actually have some buds and it was coming back to life, but we had a late frost that I hadn't spotted in the weather report, and yeah, that did for it. Goodbye, Hedychium. This is a lovely spot to sit in the garden. Behind me, I've planted a sweet rocket that's just coming into flower and will have a lovely fragrance. There's another one that's growing up along the path there that's already in bloom. This is undoubtedly my favourite spot in the whole garden. It took the longest to make. There's a video that I posted quite early in my YouTube journey about how I created the pond, so check that out if you haven't already. I'm planning to make another video all about this area, but when the plants are a little bit bigger. For now though, I'll show you some of the highlights, the main one being, of course, Milo. This Rheum really is the star of the show, and it'll only get bigger. Next to the pond there's this lovely Geum and this lovely London Pride. This one is variegated and has lovely yellow splashes on the leaves. This is a wonderful plant to put around ponds. The reason being is it creates a dense mat and is good at hiding any little bits of the lining that are showing through. Here we have a lovely bright green ostrich fern. Now the other day I saw a couple of damselflies on the leaves. They look like they might have just emerged from the water, newly created. And finally, we have this wonderful Lamium. Now, Lamium are in the nettle family, so the leaves have that kind of nettle-like look, but fortunately, they don't sting. You just instead have these beautiful purple blooms. And that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the little tour around the garden and the different planting areas I have. And yeah, there'll be more like this to come as we go into summer. So please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.